Shalom, Most High in Christ, bless. IUIC, DC, Cuts from the Streets, we at it again. We in Washington, DC today at Howard University Homecoming. I have my sister Ty with me today. Ty, how you doing?
I'm all right.
Shalom, Israel, Most High in Christ, bless. I'm Officer R.A. and I'm here with
Maury.
And I'm here with my sister Clarissa. We're going to be talking about the things going on in the media today for Cuts in the Street.
Shalom, this is your brother Azza here with sis
Courtney.
Yeah, I'm here with Breezy Supreme.
Howard University Homecoming Edition. I got my brother Jay here with me. Jay, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
I'm doing good, brother. I'm doing good.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Kim Ewell and I'm here with
Rosario, brother Rosario.
Shalom, Israel, Most High in Christ, bless. I'm here with my brother.
Terrell.
All praises, all praises. So let's get right into it, sis. So off camera, we were mentioning the Kanye controversy. So let's jump right into the first question. First question is a two-part question. So what is anti-Semitism? First question. And can black people be anti-Semitic?
To the best of my knowledge, it's anything against Jewish people.
Okay.
And yes, because I'm pretty sure Jewish is a religion.
Okay.
Pretty sure that's how that works.
So we were speaking about Kanye West and his comments on anti-Semitism. What are your thoughts on anti-Semitism?
I mean, Kanye West is Kanye West at this point, because he just be saying anything. To be honest, he been saying, first he said George Floyd, he died over not over police racism. I don't know how you call it. He died over some drug. That's what he said, which that was not true. Which he got a lot of hate for that.
I think a person who does sound research can find that there's a strong history of the Jewish nation and how they've gotten to be where they started as to where they are. So there's some validation in history as long as you got the research to support it.
What is anti-Semitism? And can black people be anti-Semitic?
I feel like they can't be, because there's so much stuff that we had went through. So it's like it's pretty much fair game at this point. So I don't really think that we could be like anti-Semitic for real.
What's your thoughts on anti-Semitism?
I feel like what Kanye West is like, what he's saying is kind of wrong. I don't agree with what he's saying, but still, he said he has freedom of speech, right? But it's still wrong. It's still wrong. I don't agree with him, but still freedom of speech. You feel me?
Yes, I know what anti-Semitism is, and yes, I believe black people can be anti-Semitic because not all black people practice the Jewish religion. And I know that anti-Semitism, not only are the Jews a people group, but it's also a religion. So I feel like you can discriminate against the religion as well.
Well, my teachers taught me to break down words. I think people get into these places of what constructs are versus breaking down words. I think if some people break down words along with some sound research,
Yes, sir.
I think they can come up with conclusions that they can support.
Yes, sir.
I don't think every conclusion that is put in the media is always the proper conclusion.
Right.
But I would advise people to do their homework, do their research, and come up with their own conclusion on what a definition of a situation is.
Well, to be honest with you, man, that's of no concern to me. I'm more concerned about my own people. You know what I'm saying? My concern is why we are so hatred, have so much hatred towards one another. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Who's to know who was Jewish first, black, white, whatever? You know what I'm saying? I wasn't there.
Gotcha.
But what's happening today is that they're running around talking about Black Lives Matter, Black Lives. But who do Black Lives matter to? They don't matter to black people, because every time I turn around, some black guy is killing some other black guy. And on the bus the other day, four black people beat up this black woman. And on that bus, I know there was some men, and nobody intervened to try to help that woman. It's sad how we do our own people.
To be honest, I would like you to tell me what you think anti-Semitic is.
Okay, so by definition, anti-Semitism is anything that goes against the Jewish community. The Jewish community, they claim descent from Shem. Shem is actually a son of Noah. So there are many Shemitic peoples, but they claim to be the chief of those Shemitic peoples. And anybody who speaks against them not being Jews or Shemitic, they deem that person to be anti-Semitic. So can black people be anti-Semitic is the question, just to get your thoughts.
Well, so according to Kanye, he says that blacks have a little bit of Jew in them, correct?
Correct. He says that we too are are Jews. We are the real Jews, and we are Semitic. So basically, what he was saying was we can't be anti-Semitic because we are Semitic. What are your thoughts?
I mean, to be honest, my honest opinion is I think we can be anti-Semitic, and the only reason I think that is because as a brother, you know, a black brother, I see so many of us going against each other on a daily basis and not working with each other. So if you look at it from that perspective, you know, going against each other would be that definition to me, right? I mean, that's my opinion. Until we really come together as brothers and not go against each other, I mean, you know, there's still going to be smaller percentages. But right now, I think the percentages are pretty high. I think that we're in competition with each other. We look at each other as, like I said, competition, not a team. If we would learn how to collaborate and come together with each other, then maybe that definition can be true. But I mean, I also understand what Kanye is saying, but I don't know if he's thinking of it in the same aspect as me.
Okay, well, now that's a very interesting perspective you gave.
So he actually says that the blacks are the real Jews. You heard that before? What do you think about that statement?
I mean, I think black people are the original people, so I won't think that's too far-fetched. I think all of this started with us, so that wouldn't be too far-fetched to say that black people are the first Jews, because I believe we're the first everything.
Is Kanye West crazy for saying that blacks are the real Jews?
No, I don't think so. My experience with what Jew meant, and then when I look at Jewish people, they have afros, you know, tend to be brown skinned, a little bit more brown skinned than the average white person. And then where the land, of course, they're going to be brown people. So I don't know as much about it as I'd like to.
In your opinion, do you think Kanye West, do you think he's suffering from a mental block? Is he crazy for saying that black people are the real Jews?
Yeah, I think that's kind of insane. I think Kanye is obviously very mentally unstable. He's very open about suffering from that bipolar disorder. He's clearly going through some sort of psychotic break and taking it out on everybody else. Okay. And I think he just needs to go sit down somewhere and have a little nap, maybe.
Okay.
Our brother Kanye West, formerly known as Kanye, he goes by Ye now. He's saying that the Jews are black. He's saying that we're the real Jews. Is he crazy or is he spitting facts?
I don't believe that he's crazy because in the Bible, everything is basically in the African area is where it's all centered around, and a lot of the Bible, I believe, is whitewashed. So I believe that black people can be of Jewish descent.
Why is it always hate in our neighborhood only, and you never see it in the Chinese neighborhoods, you never see it in the the white neighborhoods, your Jewish communities? You never see those things. What is the actual cause and what's the solution that can help us change that?
My belief, right? I know every race has went through their own traumas.
Okay.
But us black people, when we were going through slavery, it was a brainwashing tactic. You feel what I'm saying? They instilled in us that we weren't. They separated us if you had a lighter color skin, and well, after the white man raped the black woman and had that child and put that light-skinned person in the house, you know what I'm saying? We were taught to hate ourselves. That's what I believe.
With all that is going on with Kanye West, a lot of people are saying all of this is a publicity stunt to sell more records. What do you think about that?
All right, so I ain't like a conspiracy theorist, I should say, but I think when Kanye has like manic episodes like this, and then you see how the media paints him, like, cause I watched that interview where he said all that crazy stuff, and I didn't really see the big deal about what he said, because a lot of the stuff he was saying was kind of true.
Next thought is, so Kanye had mentioned about the blacks being the true Jews, the true Israelites. Have you heard that before?
No, I haven't heard that before.
What about you?
Nah, never heard about it.
Okay. So his comments is stating that the Jews that calling themselves Jews now are not the real Jews, but we are. Would that be a thought that we can have? Do you read the Bible?
Yeah, I read the Bible here and there.
Okay.
I go to church with my mom, like every other Sunday.
Okay.
I want to say, I mean, if I'm being honest, I barely read the Bible. My mom, teaches me about that, but my free time, I don't really.
Do you think this whole Kanye West situation, do you think it's a publicity stunt at all?
I think my brother Kanye needs a good support system around him. I think he is well-meaning. I think he needs some support around him. People who are researchers for him, people who are fact checkers for him, people who maybe, people go to court, they have mock interviews before you step in front of a big crowd. I just think he would benefit from a good support system and maybe helping whatever his message is come out as clean as possible.
So we know Kanye over the years, he's had a lot of hot takes. You mentioned the George Bush situation. He mentioned that George Floyd died from a fentanyl overdose instead of a knee to the neck. So again, with his claim that blacks are the real Jews, is this Kanye being Kanye, or is he really trying to dig into the minds of the people to wake them up? Like what's your perspective on that?
So I do think it's Kanye being Kanye, but also I think he's just saying confrontational subjects and things that are gonna get people's opinions.
I've never really cared enough about whether or not black people are Jews to learn about that. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, if we are, fantastic. If we're not, who gives a
So when you do research, 96% of the music is actually owned by what you would call Jewish people today. So
that's another reason I don't like him, because he talking about, I guess it's an industry type secret, but he was pretty much saying, like, Jewish people control everything that we consume. And of course they're not gonna like that, because he wasn't speaking of them in like a high manner. He was pretty much saying like they fucking up everything, like the Jewish, what do you call it, the Jewish media. He said they was fucking up everything. Of course they're gonna hate him. Of course they gonna like attack him and try to paint him as this villain when he talk about anything uplifting.
There are 6 Jewish corporations that own 96% of the media, right? So with that being said, why is it that much of the imagery that we see about black people is negative?
I'm not sure what that has to do with Jewish corporations.
I think it all stems from slavery, how the black woman was sexualized, the Venus Hottentot, all of that plays into the lineage of how we're perceived and what we were allowed to be able to present ourselves at. So, I mean, it really goes all the way down. Sexualization of the black woman has been for eons. And then when you look at when it was revered, people took it out of context and just looked at the physical. They didn't understand the bounty and the blessing and the creativity and the divinity and the mother of nations of the world. They didn't look at it like that. They saw voluptuous breasts and big bottoms, and that became the thing.
In the media, the brother was bringing out, and this is what getting a lot of people stirred up, 96% of the media is owned by the Jewish community. And every time they portray us, the imagery is negative. Why do you think that is?
Because they know we're the chosen. So they got to put us down to make them seem above us.
Okay. This brother's on point. He knows something. This brother talking about something. Now, get this. A lot of celebrities like Nick Cannon, he came out a while back and he said that we're the Jews. He got blackballed. And, Kendrick Lamar back in 2017, he said, I'm an Israelite, don't call me black no more. But we really haven't heard anything major since then. So why do they always try to shut down the celebrities when they bring out that information that we the Jews?
So they bring it down because they know they got a big fan base, and if they listen to them, then more people will wake up. So they have to shut them down right then and there, and put them back in their place right then and there. That, pretty much put them back under slavery or the mental slavery.
Do you think that this is a publicity stunt from Kanye West to sell more records? Or do you believe that he's being used to show black people that we do have an identity, because as I'm pretty sure you know, we've been in this country for well over 400 years, and we still struggle within that 400-year span to really find who we are. Do you think that he's using this opportunity to like push us towards something that we may not know?
No. Kanye West is mentally unstable and he needs to go to rehab and get serious help and be medicated. There's something wrong with him. If you as a black person have been in America and are looking to Kanye West to define your blackness, there's something seriously wrong with you. And I need you to figure that out on your own time before you look at literally the mentally ill nigga.
Damn! Do you think this could possibly be, for what Kanye's doing, a publicity stunt to sell more records or more albums, or no? Maybe he's actually trying to show our people, black people, that we have a real identity other than being black. What do you think?
I believe that a lot of things that Kanye says are controversial, but like I said, he's a guy questioning what he's been taught and his faith a lot to the media, because that's people he's talking to. Like, those are the people he talks to a lot. So, I mean, could there be fact? Yes. Do I think he's crazy? No, I think he's just a guy questioning his life.
So whenever a celebrity mention that we are the true Jews, the blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, when they mention that we are the true Jews, they always get blackballed, their shows get canceled, like Nick Cannon, Kanye West, and things like that. What are your thoughts? Should them saying that be an issue, or what's going on?
I mean, I feel like they get more hate because they're famous. So, I mean, if there was a regular person that said that, people wouldn't really care, to be honest, if it was a regular person say that. But yeah, it's a bad action, but I feel like they get way too much hate than they should because they're famous.
So, is it a problem to say that the blacks are the Jews? Is it a problem? Because if you say
it's a little racist, I would say that it's a little racist.
I think that's an issue because every race has their own story, because like why is he saying that blacks and all Hispanics or whatever saying we're Jews? We all got different stories. You feel me? Jews went to Holocaust, blacks went to slavery. Us, to be honest, I haven't really learned about this Hispanic history because the school really.
Okay. They went into slavery as well, right?
Most likely, I think that's what I heard.
I think just like with everything else with us, there is no monolith. I think that it's like an onion skin and it has different layers. Some are thicker than others. I think that the words that he chooses are important, and I think that in his attempt to be relevant or to make his point, he says things that are inflammatory and disregards things. But I also think that he's also being fed because Trump is his friend, right? So for him coming from that perspective, and he messes with Trump on the basis of they're both outspoken. Neither one of them wants to follow rules, and you're like me, you want to speak your truth, I want to speak my truth. And so because there are a few people who allow us, who don't mess with us because of our perspective of the way we do things, you are like me, right? You're kind of coming at them like, what I'm saying is that they're both outspoken. They don't care about the tribe. They don't care about other people. They care about themselves.
Okay, this is one of the points he brought out. This is going to be the last question. He said, and this is facts, there is 96% of the media is owned by the Jewish. And when they show imagery for our people, it's negative. Why do you think that is?
Because 96% of the media that's owned by Jewish people are owned by white Jewish people. And just because they're Jewish doesn't mean that they're not white. And, white people, they're sometimes racist. That's just what it is.
Okay, so you think because they're racist, that's why they don't portray us in a positive light? Because every time they do put us in the movies and the rap videos, they always show us as gangsters, thugs. They never show us to what we really are. We got really good doctors, really good lawyers. We're usually the best at everything we do, but they always put us in a negative light. Do you have anything to say on that?
I think, like all people, sometimes Jewish people have their prejudices and are sometimes ignorant to what they may be doing, and sometimes we're ignorant to what we may be doing as well. And it's a sad world that we live in, that we can't see things.
So, sir, so what we about to do right now is just show you some black history according to the Bible that some of our people they're not privy to, right? So let's read this, officer, please.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 14, verse 2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish.
Right, so Judah, a short word for Judah is a Jew. It said the Jews are mourning right now. Who's in mourning right now in America? Who are the ones getting gunned down in the street? Who are the ones that are filling the jail cells? Who have the least and the worst education here in America?
Yeah, we're catching heck as a people. We definitely are.
Right, so you would say that would be the so-called blacks in America, correct?
Yeah, that's another conversation when we talk about colors and terms.
Okay, yes, sir. Keep reading.
They are black unto the ground.
They are what?
They are black unto the ground.
So, according to the word of God, the Jews are black unto the ground, meaning they come in different shades of brown. If we look at that soil right there, you see that? The deeper we dig, the darker the soil gets. So when God created the first man, he made him from the dust of the earth, and he was a black man according to the Bible.
It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Like you were saying, we the people that are at the bottom right now, but we should be ruling. Right. Until we gather together and do exactly
Till we unify, we ain't gonna get nowhere.
There you go. I mean, I could just leave it at that. I could leave it at that.
Man.
Because until we unify, we ain't going nowhere.
That was beautiful because we are separated right now. And what these other races, well, I'm gonna keep it clear. I'm gonna keep it honest. What these white people are sitting back doing is laughing, saying, "See, look, we ain't got to do nothing to them. We don't have to create no civil war. They gonna kill themselves off."
There you go.
How do you think all these guns and drugs and stuff got into the neighborhood? I don't know no brother that I know got a helicopter or a boat. You feel what I'm saying?
So when you think about slavery, right? How did we get to slavery? By a form of transportation.
Boats.
The people came to us and they like captured us. They took us on boats and they transferred us to the Americans and stuff like that.
Okay. Let's show you that in the scriptures that this happened to a certain people, right? Read that.
Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So when it's referring to Egypt, it's talking about bondage or slavery, okay? And it says again. They're going to bring them into slavery again with what?
With ships.
You hear that? Did that happen to the Jewish people? Okay, read on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Go ahead.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
When we got off those ships, what happened?
Forced to work.
We were sold on auction blocks, right?
Oh, yeah.
Did this happen to the Jewish people?
I think it did happen.
That they was getting off a ship and was sold to who?
To the whites. To the enemies. The enemies of the whites.
The Jewish people? That happened to them? That sounds like it happened to us.
Oh, it happened to us. I think it did.
Okay. Well, let me show you this. It didn't happen to anybody but the children of Israel. Okay? Not the so-called Jewish people that we see today. Okay? So this identifies who the children of Israel are, and could we say that they are us?
They go through similar stuff, I would say that.
Right, so let's get Isaiah 29 and 21. So with all the backlash and everything that Kanye West is going through, that is prophesied in the Bible, watch what God said. Read that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 21. That make a man an offender for a word.
They make a what?
That make a man an offender for a word.
So if any time a so-called black man or anybody of our race or nationality, they speak the truth in the media, they make him an offender for a word. Read.
And lay a snare for him.
And they do what?
And lay a snare for him.
For now they dropped them from Chase Bank, Adidas done dropped them, everything. Why? Because the earth was given into the hands of the wicked according to the Bible. Keep reading.
And lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate.
And that what?
And that reproveth in the gate.
So what Kanye West is doing, he's just trying to show our people who we are according to the Bible. Because like you said, a man, you have to study. So he did his research, he studied, he found out that the Jews are black, that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the 12 tribes of Israel. With the earth being given to the hands of the wicked, they spend billions of dollars to keep that history from us. You see what I'm saying? So what do you think about that scripture right there?
I think that scripture supports the idea that we should have a clash of ideas. I think it's important that there's seats at the table for everybody to put their point on. I don't think anybody's opinion should be drowned out, not even the Kanye's. Whether you agree or disagree, everybody should have a seat at the table to hash it out. And as long as it's the truth, you know, then you got to own the truth and be accountable to the truth.
Okay. Man, I appreciate you, man.
Man.
Always
Good
a
luck to you,
pleasure.
brothers.
Yes, sir.
Keep going
With that,
your
Israel, Most High Christ bless you. Kim you will. Here with Officer Y'all Fame. And my mind, say your name again.
Brother Rosario.
With that, we say shalom.
Shalom Israel, Most High Christ bless. IUIC DC, cuts from the street. We came out to Howard Homecoming. We did the Kanye West topic as far as getting the comments on the people, what they thought of how he felt as far as the Jewish community. So, see how it went. Thousands of people out here. Just got the words. Fame, you got something to say?
Yeah, we also we interviewed a lot of people, all walks of life. Some people were reluctant to speak, and some people were open and honest. And these are the type of topics that we have to discuss. His comments sparked a lot of outrage amongst the Jewish community. As you can see, they froze his account. They're shadow banning him. But you know, the prophets of the Most High, we got to come out and use these opportunities to see what the people think. The Most High used that opportunity to wake some brothers and sisters up. So hopefully we'll see more of you brothers and sisters coming to the schools, learning your history, repenting as this thing gets closer and closer to Christ coming back.
Okay, you got something to say?
Yeah, Israel, with that, man, we came out here. We was the light in the midst of darkness. We brought the word forth. All praises to the Most High, man. With that, we say shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.